Today's video was inspired by a conversation I had with a friend. You know who you are. I'll be diving into that in just a moment, but let me start by saying this. If you've ever felt like you're failing because Instagram isn't working for you, please know this. You are not failing, the game is rigged. If you feel like you have no choice but to be on Instagram, as it's the only way to connect with your readers, I'm going to share some other avenues that you might not have considered. So, if you have had it with Instagram and feel like you need a different strategy, stay tuned as I will be sharing plenty of other ways to connect with readers. Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Melanie Steele and I write all things cozy. My latest non-fiction book, The Cozy Living Collection, is out now. And my upcoming cozy fantasy novel, The Lunar Quartz Library, will be published in autumn 2025. Let's start by talking about why Instagram feels so hard for so many authors. So, as I said in the intro, a friend of mine sent me a reel the other day with a Bookstagram creator sharing her book shed. This post had a crazy amount of likes, and for good reason. It was like the opening scene to a Hallmark movie, crazy high production value, and the shed, which was more like what we would call a summer house here in the UK, it was picture perfect, not a book out of place, the perfect pastel colour scheme. As my friend and I kind of continued talking about the reel, she said something that stuck with me, and that is, overconsumption sells. Think about that. Nearly every post you see that is doing incredibly well is polished perfection. Think home libraries that Belle would love, bookshelves filled with nothing but special editions, people living in these huge houses that are like something out of an interiors book. The standard that users expect ridiculously high. Most of us cannot produce that level of content. And while there are people who do well with less polished content, most people don't. My point is this. Before you've even posted, the game is rigged against you. Some will succeed, most won't. Are you willing to participate in that? Beyond that, consider this. The lifespan of a post is incredibly short. You put in all this work creating a reel or a carousel, and within 24, 48 hours, it's gone. Algorithms moved on. Second, as anyone who uses Instagram knows, it's unpredictable. Some post well, most don't, and you never really know why. That can feel discouraging, even when you are pouring your energy into it. Believe me, I know. And third, it demands constant posting. If you step away for a week or two, it can honestly feel like you've just lost all momentum. Now, are you ready to try something else? Let's get into it. So, let's start with YouTube, my personal favourite. Unlike Instagram, where your content disappears, YouTube is built for long-form, evergreen content. A video you upload today, like this one, can still be bringing you new readers 2 years from now. It's also a brilliant way to let readers connect with you. They see your face, they hear your voice, they get to know your personality, and that builds trust and loyalty. Whilst there are big aesthetic accounts on here, it's far less necessary than it is on Instagram. I personally follow a couple in their 60s who film sit down talk to camera videos like this in their old tiny kitchen. They have 70,000 followers. They succeed because they know their audience and they talk about a specific subject matter. That's it. No fancy edits, shots, whatever. So if you're an author wanting to start a YouTube channel, you could do some videos like book reviews of your favourite reads that are relevant to your genre. Perfect if you've not yet published your book. Writing vlogs like what I share on Thursdays. You can share little snippets of your daily writing life. Behind the scenes videos about how you write your books and your process. Readers aren't just buying a book. They're buying into you as an author. People buy people, not things. It's why influencer marketing works so well. The know, like and trust factor, sky high. They can literally sell you any old thing and people will buy it because of that. YouTube lets your audience feel like they know you, and that's powerful marketing right there. Next up, Pinterest. And if you're thinking, isn't that just for recipes and wedding ideas? Not at all. I've been building my Pinterest account lately and it's so much less stressful than Instagram, and still with pretty pictures. Pinterest is not social media, it's actually a search engine. People use it in the way they use Google, and the best part, pins last for months, sometimes years. So, how can authors use it? You could share pins that link to your blog or your author website. You can create pins that kind of look like ads to drive traffic to your preferred retailer for your books. You can curate pins detailing your kind of newsletter freebie to build your newsletter list. You can, of course, create lovely aesthetic boards for your books about the kind of mood they are, the characters, the vibes, all those wonderful things. You can pin book quotes or graphics that link back to your newsletter or your kind of book sales page. It's such a cozy platform. People come to Pinterest to dream, to plan, to escape, which makes it such a perfect fit for cozy fantasy writers, but I think it's perfect for most genres, really. Another option that doesn't get talked about enough, blogging, or just building out your author website with SEO friendly posts. The magic of blogging is that a post you write once can bring you readers for years through Google search. That's the complete opposite of Instagram, where your content vanishes overnight. Some examples of posts that you could write are things like 10 cozy fantasy books to curl up with this autumn, my writing rituals as an author, behind the scene glimpses into your writing process, anything really. Each blog post is also an opportunity to gently link to your books without being salesy or pushy. And bonus, it builds your home base. Social media platforms change all the time, we've all seen it, but your website is yours. Now, we have to talk about one of the most powerful tools for authors, your email newsletter. You do not own your social media platform. It's like that old biblical parable, the man who built his house on sand and whatnot. You need a platform you own, like your author website, like your newsletter platform. Emails don't disappear in an algorithm, they go straight to your reader's inbox, where you can build that intimate, kind of loyal community. The key here is to make it cozy and personal. Instead of just blasting out promotions, share little stories, reflections, behind the scenes snippets. Make your emails feel like a letter from a friend. If you're on a platform like BookFunnel, you can engage in newsletter swaps to build your audience by swapping with another author in a similar genre. And Pinterest is also great to advertise your newsletter, as I said. Put that link everywhere. Speaking of, you can read the first chapter of my upcoming novel, The Unicorn's Library, by signing up for my newsletter down below. Over time, by building the know, like, and trust factor, by cutting through that noise, going straight direct into their email inbox, email marketing becomes one of the most reliable ways to sell books. So, a few other platforms briefly that are worth mentioning. Podcasts. Whether you start your own or you guest on others, podcast episodes have a surprisingly long lifespan. I did a podcast last year. It was super fun, and that's ironic as I don't listen to podcasts due to audio sensitivity issues with my particular flavour of neurodivergence. Medium or Substack. This is wonderful for authors who enjoy that kind of essay style writing. Definitely one to check out. Goodreads. Being active on there lets you really connect with your readers exactly where they're already looking for books. I'm on there, but I don't use it a lot. Maybe I should start. The key is always the same. Find platforms where your content doesn't just vanish, but continues to work for you. A couple of caveats before we wrap this up. If you are now filled with wonderful ideas and inspiration to give Instagram the heave-ho, pause for a moment, pick one platform for now and master it. Do not try and start a YouTube channel, a Pinterest and a Substack all at once. Don't do it. Second, consider your audience. If you write thrillers aimed at middle-aged men, Pinterest is not the platform for you, as it is predominantly used by women ages 25 to 45. If you write for Gen Z, I hate to say it, but TikTok is probably the best option for you. Instagram is more of a mix of genders, but users typically older than Gen Z. Substack and Medium would lend themselves better, I think, to maybe non-fiction genres, but worth checking out. Finally, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing what I have learned in the hopes that it helps at least one person to stop tearing their hair out as they try to master the algorithm and create a reel that is so polished it could have its own red carpet premiere. So, here's the big takeaway. Instagram is one option, but it's not the only option. You do not have to run yourself ragged posting reels just to stay visible. Long form, evergreen platforms like YouTube, Pinterest, blogs, newsletters, they all build lasting connections, and that's the kind of marketing that is going to sustain an author career. So if you've been feeling burned out on Instagram, take this as permission to step back. Put your energy into places where your words will last. I would love to know, what platform do you feel the most drawn to? Tell me down in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. If you enjoyed this content, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. I share a topic video like this every Tuesday and a vlog every Thursday of my day-to-day life. And as always, keep writing, keep dreaming, and stay cozy. Bye.